Or do I need to be better? And the fact is that if I work 50 hours a week when I had a job, maybe I should be working 80 hours a week now. If, you know, and there's a tendency for discouragement to say, oh shoot, how, you know, what is my job? Well, let's figure out what the job is. And maybe now it's 7 days a week rather than 5 days a week. And I know, you know, a lot of you don't need to hear that, but I think, you know, from day to day, I have to tell myself, you better be better than you were yesterday, buddy. Okay? And I give you an item of encouragement, or whatever. I have another tie. This is not, I should have worn the other one, but it's got a vendor's name on the back, and I often tell people that this tie cost me $600,000. All right. Well, that's how much I paid the vendor for services, and they gave me a tie for Christmas, okay, in the previous job. The vice president of sales at that company never called me, never knew that I existed, never cared. You know, it's just the way it was. Well, time goes by. Now he's the CEO, was the CEO of another company, and so I reach out to him. You know, you would think all that I did for him, he'd ought to return my call. That didn't work. Wrote him a nice letter, you know, award-winning letter, and was never able to get in there. And well, 2 months later, he's fired. So now it's all turned around. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute. I knew some things he didn't know. And all of you know things that people who are sitting there at their desk making work don't know. And so I would encourage you to that. My daughter said, my oldest said to me at Christmas time, she said, Dad, you are a different person. I said, what do you mean? She said, look at you. You know, and I was working the aisles at church. And that's, yeah. So who knows what God is trying to do inside of us through this process, and I believe the day will come when we'll look back and we'll say, you know, those were a good time. I would not have met these men if it hadn't been for this time. So let me give you that as an encouragement. And the last thing, the last image is, you may have this old demon that comes to visit me from time to time, and he says, you're going down, buddy. You ain't gonna make it. And I used to argue with him, and now I stopped that. I just say, yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's say you're right. But I'm gonna do it with style. And I want to be the best I can be. And I'll tell you something else. Those people that look up to me, they're going to see courage, commitment, dedication, and a face pointed straight ahead. They say that Jesus set his face toward Jerusalem. He couldn't be distracted. So does your family and those people that depend on you see that kind of commitment in you? Or do you let them pull you down? And this is my last little story I'm going to give you. A month ago, nobody here would have heard the name Chester Sullenberg, right? Now he's kind of a household name. Everybody knows him. Everybody thinks he's a hero just because he flew into some birds. But I know a little bit about that because coming out of Peachtree one day, I got a total engine failure, and I know what happens. I know what you think about. You think about everything. You're looking everywhere for a place to put this thing down, and you can also see the evening news, okay? Because you know the chances are you're not going to make it out of this. A couple years ago, no, several years ago, there was a flight out of LaGuardia, crashed in Queens. There's just not a good place to put a plane down there. And this man was, you know, within 2 seconds, you've got to decide where you're going. And as he's coming down to the river, one of the things going through his head is, it's very rare for a jet to land in the water without breaking up, sinking, and everybody drowns. So you do this perfect landing, and it's still phenomenal. Okay? But I want you to ask yourself, as he's doing this, and of course by the way, he was a consultant in aircraft safety, taught aircraft safety. If you had to pick anybody, he was the one to have there. But put yourself in the cockpit for a minute. He knows the reality of everything. By the way, he's in one of the only planes, I think, that had a ditch switch that closed off every port on the underside of the plane. Kind of a cool thing to have. I've looked at that. I looked at the videos. I know a little bit about the impact hitting the water and stuff. And I saw one image of the hands of God protecting that plane. That's one likely explanation. But here he is going down, and now his little demon is saying, "You're going down." I don't even need a demon. I know I'm going down. Okay. Now ask yourself, does he turn and say to the stewardess, "Bring me a cup of coffee because I just want to relax here a little bit"? Now I think the truth is that he was at the top of his game, even though he did not know what the outcome was. So my encouragement to you is be at the top of your game, even though you don't know what the outcome is going to be. One of the passengers said that when he came out of the cockpit, he looked like he had just reported to work. His suit's all pressed, standing tall, smiling, and coming back to encourage people and do what he had to do to get the people off the plane. I mean, that's a man who literally was going down with the ship. Still, he did it properly with dignity and was going to give it all he could. I heard some encouraging news last week. It was meant to discourage me. And the news was that for every person looking for a job, for every job, there are 3 people looking for it. Okay, now that was meant to discourage me. That was the most encouraging thing I have ever heard. You know why? Because I only have to be in the top third. I thought I had to be in the top 1%. So you can find encouragement in some interesting places. And then one other thing I want to make myself available, and lots of people here available for encouragement. Please feel free to call on us, and I just thank you for all of you and what you do for me. And next week we're going to look at a passage that has meant probably more to me than any other passage I've read on this whole subject. So hope to see you then.
Would you share opening prayer for us?
Okay.